person would do?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay.
We can see it.
H, yeah, 0.03 miles is how many meters? This one's, well, this one's not as great as I thought it would be. It's only 2 steps away, really.
Well, but it's not a full mile.
True, but you don't care at the first step. In fact, you don't care at all. You're gonna just blindly multiply and divide and end up at some funky answer. You really don't care. What you care about is miles goes to what, which would lead me to meters.
Kilometers.
Miles goes to kilometers. And what's that conversion?
1.6
1.6.
Kilometers.
kilometers equals 1 mile.
Beautiful. Cool? So again, I see where I am, I see where I want to be. I can go to kilometers from miles, and then I can King Henry it back to meters, pure meters. Right? So if I got 0.03 miles, what goes on the bottom here? Miles. And then 1.6 kilometers at a mile, so what are you going to do with these?
Multiply.
Multiply. I love it. Everybody's staring at me. 3 times 16 is 48, so 0.03 times 1.6 is 0.048.
But you gotta move the decimal.
Yeah, now to get to meters, how many times do I move the decimal? 3 times. All right, kilo, hecto, deca, meters.
Can I go back to E?
Is that cool?
Yeah.
In case you wanted to know, if you go 0.03 miles, it's actually 48 meters. Okay. What now?
E.
Ooh.
Pounds is kilograms.
And again, this little dude over here, you'll have him on your sheet. The next entry down is this,
So it's an exact,
kilogram. So from cubic decimeters, I can get the kilograms. And what leads to pounds? Kilograms. Like, what do you have it on the sheet?
so wouldn't it just be a direct,
Oh, yeah.
it would just be 4 times,
I know that 0.45 kilo.
Decameter.
0.45 kilograms is 1 pound.
No, pound is,
so it's just 4 times.
So you have a couple things going on. You could have steps that are King Henry steps, or you could have steps that involve conversions here, or conversions from that table I'm going to give you, right? So you find where I want to be, you see what leads me there, and you see how to get there from where you are. So obviously 4 cubic decimeters is how many kilograms of water? 1 cubic decimeter is 1 kilogram, 4 cubic decimeters is 4 kilograms. And then from kilogram to pounds, if you want to, you could do a little grid. What would have to go on the bottom?
Kilogram.
Kilogram, so they don't cancel. And pounds go on the top. And then I can use this 0.45 kilograms in 1 pound. So that tells me to
To
divide.
divide.
Careful. So on the bottom, so I got to divide, right?
0.45 into 4.
8.8.
Cool. That sounds right. So I just round off to a couple places, it's fine. Or if you want to, you could put 8.8. Remember that? Repeating?
Can we do,
Yeah. Is that okay there, though?
That's the same as
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't they be the same?
Here, I want to use this board here. Has everybody got
Yeah.
the tons of formulas you can use? Okay. F F is one of those special little guys. Let's see. I forget now what was this? Centimeter?
34.6 centimeters cubed is equal to decameters cubed.
No, it's decimeters.
Decimeter.
Yeah, but you're okay about the difference between decimeter and decameter. Right?
Big Dan and small
The,
D.
the key on this problem, what's the main thing to be careful about on this problem?
Step cube.
Cubic. They're cubic units.
So it has to be.
Oh.
three.
So however many steps I normally take,
You
have to add
three more.
Have to add 4
not
more
3
steps.
more, but
Two
3
more.
times as many.
It's
right?
total of 6 steps.
So if I start at centimeters, go to decimeters, I normally would take 1 step.
But they will
Now
be
you have to
three.
add 2 more.
Now I gotta take 3 steps, so 1, 2, 3 steps.
J.
Oh, J.
0.6.
And remember that talk we had before, 3 feet is 1 yard? So what's 1 square yard?
6 feet.
9 square feet.
Sorry.
Square this 3. Here, every step is a step of 10. If I cube 10, I get 1,000. That's why I got to go back 3 places. So in metric, it's easier. It's 10. Our number system is based on 10. So I could just call it steps instead of divisions by 10. I'll just say step 3 times as many times. So metric is a lot easier to deal with higher powers on my unit. Okay. Millie, you had it?
J.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah, on this one?
Yeah, DM, that means dam. And
No,
just,
D-A-M
yeah, DAM.
means Dan.
And, I mean,
Decameter, right?
yeah, but how do you know the difference? Like if this says DM and it means
Well, I'd have to have an A in there if I meant D-A-M.
Yeah.
4 meters, 4 feet.
So some of you guys are writing your King
Yeah.
Henry thing down like King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate. Well, that's kind of misleading. Which D is which then?
Yeah, and that one's DM, so then why we go 3 places?
Say again?
Like,
Because
so
if
the
it
question is
was
Because of this cube part.
if it
Oh,
was
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
If it was to a first power, I would move once.
Just one.
Second power, I would move twice. Third power, I got to move 3 times as many as normal. So 3 times.
J.
J.
0.31
Let's
gallons.
see.
Cups.
31 gallons equals how many cups?
So
Go to
let's go
liters.
first.
So I think at the very beginning of,
2 liters.
there we go. Or you could do that, it's even better, I like it. Gallons and cups are our units though. So if you happen to know them, which I don't, gallons 4 quarts, a quart's 2 pints, a pint's 2 cups.
So go to quart to liter, then liter to gallon.
But if you don't know that one, we can use the one table I'm going to give you, which is perfectly fine too. 1 gallon is 3.8 liters, and then a cup is 0.24 liters. So it looks like the middleman is liters, right? So if I can go from gallons to liters, and then I can go to cups. Or if you know the gallons and quarts and pints and cups, you can go that way too. That's fine. So let's see, how do I go from gallons to liters? 0.31 is where I'm at.
3.8.
That's what I mean by you always write where you're at. You always write the number that I'm starting with first. Where does gallons go?
On the bottom.
Bottom. Liters goes on top. What's it say? 1 gallon is 3.8 liters. Now we haven't done one like this in a long time, but I can go one more step. I don't want to stop there, do I? I killed gallons, I went to liters. I don't want to be in liters.
You want to be in cups?
I don't want to be in liters. I want to be in cups. So where's liters going to go now? On the bottom, so it cancels. And what's it say about liters and cups? 0.24 liters.
So 1 cup is equal to 0.24 liters.
Right, and this is coming right out of the conversion table. Do you see?
So
So I killed the gallons and went to liters,
kill the gallon.
and then I killed the liters and went to cups. Now you can do it in a couple steps if you want to, but the beauty of the grid is you can get all the freaking way to the end.
So now do you multiply 0.31 by 3.8 and then divide by 0.24?
I love it.
Wait, what?
What's it say to do? Take this and
Multiply
multiply by that,
and then take that answer
and then divide it by that. Yeah. So if you just plug in your calculator, 0.31 times 3.8 divided by, say again?
4.908.
Just put 4.9.
I got 4.96.
I got 4.9.
4.96?
I got 4.908.
0.31 times
4.908.
There's
Dr. Ferguson.
I'm giving her all she's
And
got.
I got mine.
Should
Wait a minute.
take it.
4.90.
4.9.
3.333 infinity.
4.91. Still 4.9, oh my god.
Oh, no, that's right.
It depends on the next number.
It's all relative to the calculator you use.
Yeah, 4.908. Yeah. So if you want to say 4.91, awesome.
So if I have to put like a 6, would that be wrong?
So as long as you show me your work, I can see that you're going the right way around it. You got to show me something. All right. What would you do with number 2?
I was wondering.
Well, we know that.
You can convert one or the other.
Or you convert
Yeah,
kilometers.
basically.
Either go to kilometers or
He
the
got
one.
It went underneath the suitcase.
So if I take 200 square kilometers, and I'm going to convert that to square miles so I can compare them, right?
90 miles.
That's 70.
And it doesn't matter, you can take the miles and convert it to kilometers.
What number is it?
Here's the funny thing, what's the connection between miles and kilometers?
kilometers.
1.6.
I mean, what's the number? Yeah, 1.6 kilometers in a mile?
Correct.
Here's another reason why, if I'm squared, you have to square the number. You ready? If I have 200 square kilometers, and I put 1 kilometer down there, and I put a mile up here, I still have, yeah, exactly, I still have 1 kilometer there. So don't I have to do it twice?
So it's 2.6 kilometers.
I know what you can do. But I want to show you why you got to square or cube the number in the conversion, because you got to do the conversion twice, once each for one of those that's in there. There's 2 kilometers in there, you got to actually do it twice. So 1.6 of these. So of course the shortcut is just take that, divide it by 1.6 squared.
It gives you miles squared to kilometers squared,
Oh, it does? Oh, I forgot about that.
which is 2.6.
And what's 1.6 times 1.6 real quick?
2.6.
No, sure as all hell ain't. 1.6 times 1.6 is
1.56.
2.56. So yet again, they keep rounding and rounding. We want our conversions to be exact. We don't want them to be rounded. If you round them, like you said earlier, remember the whole, it's not 30 centimeters, it's 30.48, and that gets you way the hell off if you're using some larger
So
numbers.
if we use that one instead of
You'll be
this
fine,
one,
I'll understand. Especially now, because I forgot they put the square units in there. And then, oh well, too bad.
Well, I
So
mean,
2.6.
For this question, it doesn't quite matter because it's just asking which one's bigger.
Unless they come really close, in which way one can make it one side, the other can make it the other side.
Right.
But this one I don't think comes
It's
close.
not that close.
200 divided by 2.6,
78.
70 something? 78 roughly?
78.125.
Yeah,
So
roughly.
the number up top, would that not be 2 miles instead of 1 mile?
26.
Oh, yeah.
26.92.
Yeah. Okay, sure, yeah. So which one's bigger, obviously?
The mile.
Yeah, the 90 square miles. So the whole point there was you can't compare them unless they're the same units. Yeah.
But if you put something like that on a test and we just guess, would that still be right or wrong?
You gotta tell me what your guess is based on. Instead of, I got a 50-50 shot here. Right? You gotta give me some logic that your guess is based on besides, I don't know, I gotta write something down. I'm just gonna pick one. You gotta give me some idea. Some people might know these numbers.
Yeah.
Some people might know, so you know the squared conversions and stuff? Or you might have a feel for it depending on what kind of work you've done. I mean, surveyors or people that lay roads, they might know some of this stuff, you know, they might kind of automatically know it.
So you divided 200 kilometers by 2.6.
Cool, because it's on the bottom, so it
Okay.
tells me what to do.
And so we no longer have to, well, you're supposed to, after that, you're supposed to multiply by the 1 mile squared?
If you want to multiply by 1, you can, but it will still be the same number, right?
How did you get to 78? Because I keep coming up with
It's
76.9.
76.92.
Yeah.
Oh, 76, so it's about 77.
Okay.
So
And again,
if we were to put 76.92 kilometers squared and then like the less than symbol,
miles squared.
well, kilometers is smaller, less than symbol than 90.
Oh, well, yeah, then you would come back up here and say that this 200 kilometers
It's a small.
is less than 90, that's fine.
Well,
Okay.
the problem I'm having with it then is if you divide 200 by 2.6 and you come up with 77 miles, since you doubled the kilometers squared for the bottom so that you could work it for the top, why didn't you double the miles?
What's 1 times 1?
1.
Beautiful, I like it. So we did. We did. Where'd that come from? 1.6 times 1.6. Not doubling 1.6, multiplying it, of course, right?
Okay.
Right, so 1 times 1 is still 1, yeah. Cool. Plus, somebody pointed out, this actually just came right out of the table. They just gave us that one directly. I just forgot they had it in there. Okay. What about number 3?
Yeah, what about number?
You know I'm going to have a problem like that on there.
I did.
Yes, you always enter murderers.
You just converted it all to centimeters.
Why?
Because it's the common one. Because it's closer.
In fact, if you look at if you look a little ahead to part B, and they ask you how many
Water.
liters, that'll give you an idea what to do for part A. Because what leads you to liters? Did I leave that up there? No. 1 cubic centimeter, 1 milliliter is 1 gram of water. 1 cubic decimeter is 1 liter. Right? So you can be kind of smart about it and see what does he eventually want me to have this in, and let me use what's going to lead me there. You don't have to, because in part A you can get it in cubic centimeters, which would become milliliters, which you can then convert to liters. But I can be smart about it and say, let me just do it all in cubic decimeters to begin with, because that's going to go right straight to liters. Maybe. Either way, you're fine. Just the other way, there's a little more work to do, but not that much more work. So for part A, I would put the whole box in terms of cubic decimeters. I mean, in terms of decimeters, so I'll end up with this. So what's it tell me now? It says, oh yeah, right.
So for part A, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just say what's the volume. I don't care what units you really use. But I can look at part B and say, oh, he wants in liters. Let me go ahead and use the units that are going to lead me there. Because part A, I'm open, whatever you want to use. So it says 40 centimeters long. What's it say, 0.2 decameters?
0.02.
0.02 decameters wide and...
Not damn.
Damn! Where's that? There it is. 800 millimeters tall.
Oh.
First off, you wonder yourself, who the hell's measuring this thing?
Yeah, the woman that could.
An evil math teacher.
Evil dictator.
So none of them are currently in decimeters, right? So how do you convert, let's see, how do you convert, what would this be in decimeters?
It would be 400.
Because part B wants liters, and what leads me directly to liters? Decimeters.
Well,
Part A really doesn't matter truly, but it's better to put in decimeters. It's going to lead me to part B really quickly.
It's going to take an extra step.
that's using the King Henry, but that's not in this one.
No. All right, so decimeters, how many decimeters would this be?
400.
Careful.
Times 7.
Oh, 40.
Look at me, I'm doing what you just.
40.
Centimeters go back one, right?
Yeah.
So 4 decimeters. And then Dan, 1, 2, right? So 2 decimeters. And then millimeters, maybe 1, 2. I love it.
Simple.
What's up?
It's simple.
I like it. That's my favorite phrase.
It's simple.
Yes. Because I don't hear it very often. What's the volume of this box then?
Was it easier, it's just one?
Yeah, A times A, 64 cubic decimeters. Which part B now? What's part B? How many liters could it hold? 64 liters, right? Because one of these, so 64 of these is 64 of those. And that's why we did that. That's why we made it decimeters, so it would lead me directly to liters. And then part C says, is there a part C?
Yeah, what would the weight have?
Well, the weight of that be in grams.
One metric ton.
So now I can take my step back. If I can make this into milliliters, that's exactly the same amount of grams. So how many milliliters would this be? Right, liters here. So I'm in liters here. 1, 2, 3 back. 64,000 milliliters, which is 64,000 grams.
Okay, so,
Cool.
wait. So we converted the liters into milliliters to get grams. Correct?
Yep. Cool. Yeah.
For that diagram right there for the meters, it's decameters, meters, then,
Oh, up here.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing that for myself up here. But it's the same as kilometers, hectometers, decameters, meters, decimeters, centimeters, milliliters. All right, King Henry died when I'm drinking chocolate milk.
Do you have an extra, practice test?
No. Give them all away.
Can you do the Babylonian, conversion
Bless you.
for the last one?
Yeah, sure. So now we can focus on number system conversions. So the theme of this test seems to be converting. Neato. So what's the number again? 4521?
Yeah.
45 to 1.
Okay, so baby is base
On 60.
60, right? So what places am I going to need? I get the ones place, 60s, 3,600, 216,000. That's big, right?
Yes.
So what's the process now? How do I start to fill in these blank spots?
How many 45?
How many?
How many 50s do you need? No.
How many
Well,
3600s can you put?
3,600, how many times will it go?
Yeah, I
on?
just need one of these. So how much do I have left?
921.
And then we'll divide that by 60.
It's my birthday. So how many 60s in 921?
1, 2,
So 15? Yep, so that's 900, right? I mean, so this is a process we've been doing actually since section 4.3.
Yeah.
The only new thing in 4.2 was they didn't use these symbols. Like in 4.3 we already saw that sometimes you have to put an F or an E or an A or something. So here it's the same kind of idea, just got to use a symbol for that symbolization. So here I just need 21 of these here, right? Because 1560s is 900. So I got 21 left to take care of. So how do I write 1? Woo!
1,
And now I write 15.
Pac-Man,
Pac-Man,
and then 5 1
5 ones. And then 21.
is 2 Pac-Mans and a 1.
Cool. Leave a little space in the middle, right?
Yeah. Or else it'll just be one long number.
Because if you had one of these, and one of these, and you put this, that looks like the number 3. You gotta leave some space. And that's the only thing the Babylonians can do is space. So now, Egyptians hopefully won't be too bad, especially because I'm going to give you the symbols, right? What about the Egyptians? Let me see how much I remember about the Egyptians. I need 4 thousands, 500s, 20 tens, and 2 tens and then 1 1. So each thousand, let me build it up from the other way. So I need a staff, I need 2 heel bones, I need scrolls, right?
Yeah, 5 of those.
And then I need 4 of those funky flower
Flower
things, if I remember right.
The little bag thing.
That wasn't on the quiz, was it?
The quiz? pretty simple, right? What are Romans? They're kind of one step away from the Egyptians.
M is 1,000.
M is 1,000, true.
IV with a hash.
I like it. So I can't do M.
No, 'cause it's 4.
Too many M's. So the right 4,000 is 4,000. 500 is,
Why is it?
D?
Multiply 14,000.
cool. There's 4,000, right?
Yes.
500 is the
D,
D.
D,
Yes.
20
two X's.
2 X's and a 1.
and a 1. That's not too bad.
So if it was 5, it would just be a V with 5,000.
Oh, 5,000 be a V with a bar?
Okay.
Cool. Let's see who we got left. We got the Mayans and we got the Chinese. So the Mayans,
You have to switch it.
not the Mays, Jeff. The Mayans have the base 120,
You can see by 20.
360, 7,200, and that's too much, right?
360, 20.
So 360 goes into 4521. How many times?
11.
Yeah, that'd be 3960, right? So 11 of these makes 3960. How much do I have left? Maybe more than that, don't I? More than that goes in there.
12, sorry.
12 does, yeah. Because that would be 3320? No. 12 360s
That's
would
12.
be 724 320? Is that right?
Yeah.
4320. 20, which would leave 221.
Who is currently not sure what I'm doing? Anybody? It's always a weird question.
Again, please.
So, I mean, the Mayans, let me write them more like what we're used to. You can certainly do this to work it out, but you gotta remember the Mayans are vertical.
Yeah.
But on the one level, they're just the same as anything else, as any other base system. Just like we did the Babylonians. They just don't have 3,600, they have 20, 360. The next one, 7,200, that's too big. So then 360, how many of them goes into 4521?
12.
12. Because that would be 4320.
Leaving a balance of 221.
Cool, so I got 221 to take care of still. Well, 201. So how many 20s?
10.
10 of them, obviously, right? And then I've only got 1. So now coming down here, how would that look now? 12, how do you write 12?
10.
2 pancakes, 2 blueberries.
2 pancakes, 2
How do you write
blueberries,
10?
2 blueberries. 2 pancakes.
And how do you write 1? I love it.
So they're kind of a base 5.
I like that you see that. It's base 20, but their numerals seem to be based on 5, really. And it's a lot like what we do, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have a 5 like that. A lot of civilizations actually have that kind of idea.
That makes sense because you have 5, that's one hand, so then,
And then the ones that are based on 20, truly based on 20, sometimes make sense because of
yeah, you have 20.
a total of 20 small digits coming off somewhere. Yeah.
Why is 360 written?
Written like who? Like this?
2 lines and 2 dots.
No, that's not what 360 is written as. That's the
Oh.
place it's in.
Oh.
So the 360's place,
Okay.
what do I need? 12 of them.
That's a representation.
Yeah,
of
so I just
12
wrote these
360.
vertically next to the places, yeah.
Is it supposed to be written vertically or horizontally?
Vertically for the binds, yeah. And then finally Chinese, another vertical system, and I think the Chinese, I'm pretty sure, I think basically everybody did well with those. They are pretty straightforward. Just their symbols you don't have to memorize. So again, I need 4,000s, 500s, 2 10s, and a 1. So let me see what I remember. Is 4 my TV set?
Yeah.
4,000.
You have the symbol on the practice quiz right there.
Oh yeah,
Not the practice quiz, but on the.
thank you. I want to see what I remember. And I already, is 5 the rocking chair?
Yeah. It's the
Okay.
chair.
That helps you out.
500 is, no, that's
With
10.
the square. Yeah. So it's
Bird.
kind of
Oh,
like
is
that
it the
with-
bird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
4,520 1. Cool. Right?
We'll be,
Oh, thank you. Whew. So obviously I'll have some in here, you gotta take it back. I'll have some both ways, right? Right.
Is that gonna be on the final too?
Yep, finals cumulative.
You're gonna have the.
Oh, yeah,
for the
you-
final?
Yep, you get that same sheet again, the sheet that I'll give you.
Do you mind doing a quick recipe, or not, sorry, recipe, a quick temperature conversion?
Okay, I liked it though. Recipe.
I
It
don't
would
know
be
why I
cool to
was thinking
teach.
that.
No, it's all right. Because I love to cook actually. Well, no, I can't do a recipe right now.
You love to cook, but you can't?
So, of what kind of?
Well, like I was trying to do the one for 11, and I kept coming up with the wrong answer. 11 Fahrenheit to Celsius.
Oh. So we have this here,
9/5.
and we have this here. This is the one that says got Fahrenheit as an input. So if I got 11 degrees Fahrenheit, bless you,
the change symbol.
I want to plug that in here.
Yeah, except for the line.
And it leaves you 21.
So that'd be negative.
It's just a, yeah.
Now here, just plug that in calculator. Ain't gonna come out. If you wanna, sure, you can reduce the 9. Tell me why play around. If you're gonna report the temperature to me, you're not gonna say it's gonna be 80 divided by 3 degrees. So, no,
Negative
you're gonna make that into a decimal, right? You're gonna tell me it's fine. Hmm? How's it come out? 105 divided by 9.
11.6.
11.6.
Negative.
Just kidding.
Roughly.
Negative 11.6.
That's cold.
That's cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was getting the right answer, just I wasn't putting a negative on there.
I like that. So it only makes sense that I can still be positive in Fahrenheit, but I'm negative in Celsius because at 32 Fahrenheit,
It's 0.
Celsius is 0. So the minute I get any colder, Celsius part's going to go negative. Cool.
Based off the,
So what can you do to further prepare yourself? Obviously the practice test. But if you can identify any of this stuff, any of the problems you had trouble with, there's the review sections you can go to also, right?
Now,
Like page 509,
I just need to remember.
the test corrections,
there's a review section.
the quiz corrections are due
Don't forget your phone.
on the test too.
Yeah, the quiz corrections are due Wednesday, like always.